There you go. Move this down. I'll move this to the right side. There you go. Alright. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the writing. As you can see, I've already written down a lot of it already, like 180 words. So today I'm trying to get the last part up. So the idea is that she's dropping the icy wall. Rufina is gonna be releasing the rhino, as you know, Mina is shouting it. Then after that, Mina freezes over the muddy puddles, so creating an icy, you know, a very slippery floor. Let's put it that way. As the rhino then tries to run, as the rhino launches himself forward and trying to try to face Luna again, because you know Luna is the one who holds the crystal. He slips, he trips, and tumbles then straight into the stone wall. So that's the idea. Alright, now that is what I want, that is what I'm gonna give. So release the grip on the rhino now. Let's see. Correct.
Mina looks around the area and sees a stone wall still standing behind them a couple of meters. After that she replies, "You're right. I have a plan how we can beat this beast. Please stand back, Lola. This is going to be a very slippery one," and with a sudden crackling sound the icy wall falls apart, leaving only muddy water puddles behind. Release your grip of the rhino now.
Let's see. The still standing behind them a couple of meters. Afar. Afar? If I'm correct, this is correct then, right?
Mina looks around the area and sees a stone wall still standing behind them a couple of meters afar.
I don't know if this is actually correct. Hold on. Ahead? Hold on. In a classroom, the wall is on a moving stands a couple of meters away from its part. Let's go for this. Maybe this works. Sections of keys and terms. Definition of motion. Your classroom is used to the reference of frame, and the walls are not moving. Your motion on the wall on the door can be measured by against the stationary background in the classroom. You could tell if other things in your classroom are moving, such as your classmates entering the room or a book falling on your desk. You can tell in what direction something is moving in the class. You might say the teacher is moving forward towards the door. A reference allows me to determine whether you determine not only when something is moving and the direction of motion. You can also reference the frame of the other movement in remaining the seat of the classroom left. You would measure the movement away from the stationary location. If your classmates' room took left together, then your perspective would change. You could reference frame moving direction of the classmates. Again, your partner walks forward. School driveway, hints to the wall. Give a shit, I want to know if I can say it. How to say it. The total difference between them. Alright, well, this is all motion relative now. It's not relative, I just wanted to know how to write it down. I'll keep it like this then instead. Minas looks around the area to see a stone wall still standing behind them a couple of meters afar. After that, she replies, "You're right." She replies to Lola, "Oh, you're right. I have a plan. We can beat how we can beat this beast. Please stand back. Please stand back. Please stand back, Lola. This is gonna be a slippery one. I don't want you to get hurt." Ah, well, let's go for that. I don't want you to get hurt. While I'm doing this. Alright, cool. And with a sudden crackling sound, the icy wall falls apart, leaving only muddy water puddles behind. Release the rhino grip. Then Mina uses wait. After that, wait. I need to have a word that is actually a synonym to 10. Then next, subconsciously. What? Subconsciously?
Subsequently.
After a better thing has happened. No. I don't want to use that. Alright. After that, she turns the water into ice, creating icy ground, an icy ground. Creating an icy ground. Creating an icy ground. Creating an icy ground on the. Creating an icy floor on the ground. After that, she turns the water into ice, creating an icy floor on the ground. Alright. And with a shout, towards Rufina, with a determined look in her eyes. Rufina, she shouts. Ice cream the full ground, and she shouts. She shouts. She tries to keep the water frozen. As she tries to create an additional layer. Creating an additional to make it stronger. Russia is good now. She tries to create an additional layer of ice. To make it the icy floor even more stronger. There you go. That should work. Additional layer to make D. Even stronger. There you go. Much better. Alright. So now I have the idea of, like, you know, with a sudden crackling voice, the icy wall falls apart, leaving a water puddle behind, and then, you know, she creates an icy floor, and with a determined look on her face, she shouts to Rufina that she needs to release her grip on the rhino now, as she tries to create an additional layer on the an additional layer of ice. As she creates an additional layer of ice to make the icy floor even stronger. So to hold the rhino's weight on the ice, so that, you know, the rhino actually skates down, or, you know, slips out and then tumbles into the abyss. That is the idea. Well, not the abyss, but you get the point. It needs to be holding the rhino instead of, you know, falling down. So, and with that, Rufina, let's go. No. And so let's go off her grip. Let's go off her grip on the rhino. And so looks back towards Mina, seeing that the wall has been replaced by a icy floor. She seeing that she decides to let go of her grip on the rhino, on the big purple rhino. Yeah, the big purple rhino. There you go. And so Rufina looks back towards Mina, seeing that the wall has been replaced by an icy floor. She decides to let go of on her grip. She decides to let go on her grip. Wait, this is not first person, isn't it? This is third person, and I need to make sure this is first person. Oh boy! Woo. I can't say that I can do it like that, but I need to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So first things first, we need to make sure that this. Let's see. I need to have this and then that. And so she died. Wait, hold on. She grabs the cup. Well, we know that she's gonna be letting go of the rhino. That's for sure. Purple rhino. Do, 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 do. And so Rufna looks back towards Mina, seeing that seeing that the wall has been replaced by the icy floor. Towards Mina, seeing that and let's go on the grip on the rhino, knowing well that wait. Hold on. She lets go of the grip on the rhino, that's correct. But am I missing something? I know that I need to precisely say when Lola is going to be doing something again, because, Lola is still there also. She looks back towards me, Mina. See, oh yeah. And so Mina looks back toward Mina. Mina and Lola. How do we say this? And so Rufina looks back towards Mina, seeing that Mina and Lola are both on one side, on the left side of her. I need to make sure that I put this down. This is important. She sees that Mina and Lola are on the same side. She sees Mina. Looks back at me towards Mina, only to see. Hold on. Only to see that Mina and Lola both stand on the left side, of her, and the wall, and the wall has been replaced by no. See, hold on. This is a very difficult one to do.
Only to see that Mina and Lola are both on the left side of her and the wall has been replaced by an icy floor. She decides to let go of
by an icy floor. Yeah. Hold on. And so
Rufina looks back towards Mina, only to see that Mina and Lola are both on the left side of her and the wall has been replaced by an icy floor. She decides,
knowing well now that onto the icy floor, she decides to let go of she lets go of there you go. Knowing well now that the rhino needs to be guided on the icy floor, she decides to let go on her grip. Let's see. So this is correct, right?
And so Rufina looks back towards Mina, only to see that Mina and Lola are both on the left side of her and the wall has been replaced by an icy floor. Knowing well now that the rhino needs to be guided onto the icy floor, she decides to let go of her grip on the big purple rhino.
Yeah. pushes herself out of the way. Landing almost landing near Lola's feet. Feet, right? This is feet, right? This is how you type feet, or is it feet?
Feet.
Ah.
Mina saying crystal is harmless.
Oh, hold on, that's not what I need. Landing here. Pushes. And with the hold on. Did I use too many ants? Probably not.
And so, Rufina looks back towards Mina. Only to see that Mina and Lola are both on the left side of her and the wall has been replaced by an icy floor. Knowing well now that the rhino needs to be guided onto the icy floor, she decides to let go of her grip on the big purple rhino and
I can remove this. I can remove this, right, and then I can put this back into the width part. Probably yes. Within a second. Within a second. She pushes with both hands. Pushes with both hands. She pushes with both hands herself out of the way of the out of the way of the rhino. Only to land. Only to land near, causing herself to land near the. Causes her to land near Lola's feet. Alright, this is good. So now I have this. Within a second after removing her grip, she pushes herself away. She pushes herself away from the away from the rhino. Only pushes herself away from the rhino. Causes her to land in the dirt. Near Lola. In dirt near Lola's position. Causes her to land. Causes her to land near Lola's feet. Hold on.
Within a second after.
Oh, with D? No, it's within a second. I believe I can put it in one go. Yeah.
Within a second after removing her grip, she pushes herself away from the rhino. That causes her to land near Lola's feet. Mina saying crystal is.
Alright, and now I need to have another conversation because, you know, technically that is important. Because, you know. as she stands up, the girls can see that can see the rhino, the big purple rhino, to be purple rhino, the big purple rhino. As Rufina stands up, the girls can stands up. As Rufina stands up, the girls can see that the purple rhino tries to turn. As he it tries to turn towards Lola, because that's important. But in the with all the speed it had built up, it slips. It stumbles. No, slips. Right? It is slipping away. Is it slipping? Is slipping a correct word? Slip.
Slip.
Losing one's footing, or slide intentionally for a short distance. Yes, it is the word slip. All right. It slips. It slips. It loses its grip underneath. Let's go for that. It loses its grip. It loses its footing, and slides unintentionally and tumble. Yeah, starts to tumble. Yeah. With all the speed it had built up, it slips and slides and tumbles. It slips and it had built up. It slips thanks to the on the icy floor. As Rufina stands up, the girls can clearly see. Clearly see. Yeah, let's go for that. Clearly see. Clearly see that the big. Clearly see that the big purple rhino tries to turn to tries to charge towards Lola. Tries to charge towards Lola, but when it with all the speed it has built up, it slips when it tries to turn on the icy floor. Yes, causing it. There you go, causing it. This causes it to causing it, because technically this is a thing that I can go for causing, right? Causing is a thing that I can go for, right? Cause. Present tense. Causing, right? I can go for causing, right? The present principle. Oh, of cause is causing. No, I'm not supposed to go for the present principle. I'm supposed to be for present tense. So causes it to. Yeah. I'm not supposed to go for ing. I'm not supposed to go for ing, but knowing well, she knows. Knowing well that the rhino needs to be guided to. Knowing knowing. She knows it, so she knows well that the rhino knowing what. Well, technically, this is that falls apart, leaving. No, leaves. And leaves. Well, I can go for that. I can go for causing, because instead of and, I can go for causing. Causes. Well, here I need to go for causes, but with knowing I can go for and. She knows well now. Knowing well is a thing that I can go for. Yeah, it's the right wording if I'm correct. I am not good with this. Causes will turn the icy floor on the disgrace. Causing it causes it to tumble. Yeah, causes it to tumble and crashing, and it crashes into the stone wall, leaving another dust cloud behind. Leaving only rubble. Leaving only rubble behind. Into the stone wall. With the speed it had built up, it slips when it tries to turn. With the speed that's built up, it slips when it tries to turn on the icy floor, causing it to tremble, causes it to tumble and crashing into the. Hold on, this is maybe not a very good one.
Toward Lola, but with all speed it had built. It slips when it tries to turn on the icy floor, causes it tumble and.
Oh, causes. Tumble. A tumble. And as a result, it crashes into the stone wall. Yes, alright, let's go for it again. I need to go here.
The girl can clearly see.
The girls. It's all of them, not one. Thank you.
The girls can clearly see that the big purple rhino tries to charge toward Lola, but with all speed it had built. It slips when it tries to turn on the icy floor, causes a tumble and as a result crashes into the stone wall.
Almost.
Mina saying Crystal
Hold on. I don't need that bitch. But with all the speed it had built up, it slips. It slips. When it tries to turn on the icy floor, which causes a tumble, and as a result, it crashes. The rhino crashes. The rhino crashes into the stone wall, head first. Yeah, into the stone wall, head first. Now, let's see if this works.
Lola, but with all speed it had built, it slips when it tries to turn on the icy floor, which causes a tumble and
When it tries to, it causes a tumble. It causes a tumble.
When it tries to turn on the icy floor, it causes a tumble, and as a result the rhino crashes into the stone wall head first. Mina saying crystal.
Hold on. When the rhino, I need to put here the rhino. When the rhino tries to turn himself around, on the icy floor, to face Lola, to charge towards Lola. He loses his grip. It loses its grip. Its grip. Towards Lola. The rhino loses its grip. The rhino loses its grip. Loses its grip. Loses its grip, causing it to tumble. And as a result, the rhino crashes into the bone. Yeah. That's it. Hold on, now I need to get that.
Causes her to land near Lola's feet. As Rufina stands up, the girls can clearly see that the big purple rhino tries to charge toward Lola, but with all speed it
towards Lola. But I need to get this. But
with all speed it had built its slips. Lola, but with all speed it had built its slips. When the rhino tries to turn him around on the ice
himself, but all the speed it starts.
But with all speed it had built its slips. When the rhino tries to turn himself around on the icy floor to charge towards Lola, the rhino loses its grip, causes it tumble, and as
causes itself to tumble, causes itself turning itself around, causes itself to tumble over its feet. Okay. I need to put this here. There you go. Now I can go for it, right?
To charge toward Lola, but when the rhino tries to turn itself around on the icy floor to charge towards Lola, the rhino loses its grip, causes itself tumble over its feet, and as a result the rhino crashes into the stone wall head first.
Almost correct. Good job, mate. This is so hard. I mean, really, it is hard in most cases, but I get it right. Alright. But when hold on, maybe it's here, right?
But when the rhino tries to turn itself around on the icy floor to charge towards Lola,
to continue its charge, to continue its charge towards Lola,
the rhino
loses its grip, causing itself to tumble over its own feet, and as a result, the rhino crashes into the stone wall head first.
The rhino loses its grip, causing itself tumble over its own,
causing itself to
causing itself to tumble over its own feet, and as a result the rhino crashes into the stone wall head first. Mina saying
Woo!
Crystal is
Alright,
harmless
hold on. Yes! So, we did it correctly. So let's see, 45 minutes, I can do this. Let's see. So, the rhino charges, Rufina loses the grip, steps aside, rhino charges continue, turns around towards Lola on the icy floor to, charge towards her, loses its grip, tumbles over its own feet, and then, to the stone wall. Alright, so now's the idea that the girls are going to be celebrating because they beat the rhino because, it tumbled. But technically it's not yet done. But it should be done because the crystal broke. Well, the rhino, if I'm correct, it already has some broken idea. Hold on. I need to read. In a blink of an eye, eyes turn yellow, and when a grid is made to point the location of Mina. As she arrives on the spot, she leans towards with one hand on the stone wall and tries to recover her breath. But finally recovering from using her power, Lola starts looking at the crystal that lays underneath the broken pillars. She starts digging, dragging them aside. After removing the last one, she discovers a green glowing crystal laying underneath all the rubble. As she picks up the glowing crystal, she inspects it, only to see it's still unharmed by the impact it made with the building. As Lola looks back at the other two and tries to show the green glowing crystal to them, the whole ground, hold on. The whole ground shakes. It's with a W. It's with a W. I expected something like that. The whole ground starts to shake and tremble. Within a second, a big purple rhino with a crystal horn bursts through the walls of the building, charging straight towards Lola. Notice, by the way, he already has been striking down a couple of walls, alright? The main problem with this rhino is that it is brittle. The crystal is brittle, as according to the crystal itself. The major weakness of this crystal is that it is brittle. As stated earlier in the purple magic? Yeah, Villain 1 uses purple magic to summon crystals. So the major downside is that the crystals are hard but weak and break hard but break easily. So after a couple of hits on the rhino, ja. Oh, ligt achter het ding is gevallen. Achter de kast. Anyway, as I said before, it is a brittle one. So as the girls finally, see the rhino, daar moet hij liggen. Ja, ik zeg dat hij erin moet liggen. Maar even kijken. So, because it is brittle, the idea is that the the rhino already destroyed a lot of buildings. And the more buildings it destroyed, you know, it's pretty fine. But now, as stated earlier, he made a lot of speed. He ramped up a lot of speed, and then eventually, he got itself tumbled. And our ground is very hard, and so he had like 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 7 hits, 8 hits, and then and then boom, it tumbles over and disappears. It slowly starts to fade away and disappear. Why? Because they broke the nose. And then they realize, like, wait a minute, the rhino is brittle. That's the idea. So the crystal on the rhino breaks because of all the amount of tumbling it did. Because it made up so many momentum that it actually fell apart. I think that's a good idea. So because of the tumbling, the rhino has been defeated. Although, Rufina is exhausted and Lola is still, still trying to catch some breath and be like, yep, I'm now fine, thank God. I think a good way to explain it, right? You have the rhino that tumbles, the rhino gets defeated because of it, because it made too many things. So that would be an excellent way to go for the rhino, tumbling headfirst into the stone wall, breaking its own horn breaking its horn into the progress. After it tries to stand up, it starts to slowly disappear, and the rhino slowly starts to crack. You can see that it has cracks. Oh, I need to do that. Now Rufina just hits it with 1 hit, and then it breaks into, and then the girls together hit the rhino with their fists, and boom, it breaks. That way it is actually quite good, because it actually gives them all the spotlight on it. Do I want one of the girls to have the spotlight, or do I want to have all the girls the spotlight? Ooh, that's a good question. That's the main question now. It's like, do I want them all to have the spotlight? Because I know that the rhino is going to be crumbling. I know that the rhino has to be crumbled. So the girls are going to be, doing a together punch, which probably is a cool thing to do. Anyway, having the rhino to be defeated by 3 hits on its face, or Rufina just being like, bash, and then finally bash it into oblivion. Probably that's a good way to go. I don't know, but I think that's a good way to do it. So, do I want to give Rufina the spotlight here? Probably yes. Because she did all the hard work. And, you need to reward somebody for the hard work of stopping the rhino. Although Lola has retrieved the valuable crystal, so she has done her part in the fight. Mina has supported her crew by putting down something very tactical, which is an icy floor, causing the defeat of the rhino. So Mina has already succeeded in causing the defeat. Lola has made sure that the victory condition is not there anymore because she has the crystal. And Lola can then successfully get the Lola can actually get that. No, Rufina can then actually successfully get the reward for it. Yeah, she can. She's allowed to, because she actually successfully did a heroic thing by stopping the rhino, trying to stop the rhino, which she did. But she's getting pushed back further and further, and eventually she pushes herself out of the way, letting the rhino get his whole full charge, and then cartoonishly boom, crash into the building or crash into the wall. All right. As the rhino finally stands up, the girls see that the rhino is shattered. So that's the idea. All right, cool. So the rhino is breaking. That's the thing. Rufina finishes it off with a punch into the face, cracking it even more, and then the rhino disappears out of thin air because, you know, it gets defeated because the horns are broken out. Alright, cool. I think that's it for today. Thanks all for watching, and I hope I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you all a lovely day. Bye!